Hey gang, AV here. I'm in the lounge section of the Wizard World Philly Convention Center. And I just got my books back. I figured I'd give you guys a heads up because I'm probably planning on trading a couple of these while I'm here. Got them back from the CGC. Just wanted to show off my my grades. Here's Grim Fairy Tales number 84. Convention exclusive, done by eBass. Got a 9.8. Very nice cover. It's like a homage to the X-Men ladies. Back cover. Very cool. Next up we have Grim Fairy Tales Unleashed number 1. Convention exclusive. This is the Night variant. Another 9.8. Very cool. Amazing Spider-Man number 300. 9.4. Amazing Spider-Man 300 again. This one's a 9.6. Grim Fairy Tales number 61. This is a naughty variant, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Can't pan down much farther than that. Next up we got Grim Fairy Tales number 68, St. Patty's Day variant, 9.8. And then we have Grim Fairy Tales 2012 Annual number 1. A 9.9. Another eBass cover. This was the Philly exclusive from last year. And then we have another copy of that book. Perfect 10. My first Perfect 10, which is awesome. Very excited. Hey gang, AV here, and welcome to my CGC collection, Wizard World PA 2013. Wizard World has come and gone, and I have new CGC books, which I'd like to show off to you. Hopefully, if the video turned out halfway decent, you would have seen that previously to this. I would have attached it to this video, same file, of my books, fresh off of the showroom floor, right out of the CGC booth, is pretty much when I filmed that. And one of those books is now gone, so I'm glad I filmed it. I will go into a little bit more detail with this though, so bear with me. And before I get into the showing you the books that I had previously shown you, I figured I'd show you the books I picked up for a friend of mine, because he couldn't make it the last day, just because I thought you'd get a kick out of them. Here we go. The Invincible Iron Man, number 1, 2.5, signed by Stan Lee. Very cool. First issue, retelling of his origin, and it continues from the Iron Man Submariner one-shot, which I hear, I haven't read it, but I hear had an amazing cover and a crappy story. Sorry about that, but yeah, pretty neat. It's a rough book, obviously, but I mean, that signature helps it. So, moving right along. Here comes Daredevil, The Man Without Fear, number 5, graded 4.5, signed by Stan Lee, and features the first Wally Wood artwork that was seen on the title here. So that's especially awesome. One thing that is not all that cool though is the fact that they don't mention Wally Wood's first work on the title up in the notations. I mean, they give him credit there, obviously, and it's plainly stated on the cover, but they don't note it. They don't notate it at all up there. Oh well. Still a very cool book. Oh, there's the back. learn to hypnotize people, take advantage of them, steal their money, whatever. Back of Iron Man, make money, get prizes. Pretty standard one. And the last book I picked up for my buddy, Strange Tales, number 135. Graded 4.5. Again, signed by Stan Lee, which is right there. And it's the first appearance of Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Not the first time Nick Fury showed up, but the first time he showed up as an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. First time he had the eye patch, too. But, very cool. Back cover. Learn how to draw. I apologize for the bird. Pausing. Apologize for that, gang. My brother's parakeet, or not parakeet, parrot. I just gave it an ice cream cone to shut it up. Seemed to be doing the job. So, moving right along. Here are the books I picked up. We got Grim Fairy Tales number 84, which was the Night variant for the Wizard World exclusive cover, 2013. There you are. Graded 9.8. This was available at the show this weekend for the first time. Pretty cool. Next up, we've got Grim Fairy Tales Unleashed, number 1. Another exclusive cover for the show. And the ladies on this particular cover have a distinct resemblance to the X-Men ladies, if you'll notice. There was also a nude variant of this cover, which wraps around, by the way, which was out of my price range. So I just settled on that one. Kind of pissed off too with Zenscope, because the first day, which was a Thursday, that particular book was $25. Friday, which is when I bought it, and then I submitted it to CGC. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it was only $15. Not happy about that. That was bullshit. But hey, it's a nice cover. It's an Ebas cover too. You've heard me talk about him numerous times. And I got a couple other books of his actually in this stack, which you'll see in a minute. So, moving right along, Grim Fairy Tales number 68. This is one of those few Grim Fairy Tale books I am not selling. As a matter of fact, when I get my house, this is going above the bar. 9.8. Awesome. This was the St. Patty's Day variant. Love that book. Alright. Next up we've got Grim Fairy Tales number 61. This was the nude variant for San Diego Comic-Con 2011. Graded 9.8. Beautiful, beautiful cover. And if you guys will remember from a previous video when I first showed this off, it's unnumbered. Thing is, they were only going to hand out 100 at the show. Each one was going to be individually numbered 1 through 100. And once they were out, they were out. They weren't going to give any more away. Well, this one was untouched. It's virgin. Even the artist proof comics have an AP on that line where the number should be. So the fact that this has nothing is completely unheard of. It's astronomically rare. And this book with a number or an AP has sold for upwards of $500 for that grade. So I am extremely happy I got a 9.8 on that. Next up we've got Grim Fairy Tales, the 2012 annual. This was the exclusive from last year at the con. And it's a 9.9, which is awesome. Before the con this year, before Friday when I picked these books up, this was the absolute... I'd never gotten anything higher than a 9.8, ever. So when I saw a 9.9 in the stack, I was thrilled. But that enjoyment didn't really last too long for this particular book, because the very next one I saw was A perfect 10. Holy shit. If you... wow. That's just amazing. That still blows me away. A perfect 10. This is an eBass cover too, by the way. With the Philly shirt right there. Wet t-shirt. Damn. A perfect gem mint book. That's just insanely rare. As a matter of fact, Bob Hoskins, the store owner from the interview video I made, he's my local comic book guy, and he's only ever held 4 Perfect 10 books in his entire career. So, and mine was one of them. So, I mean, that's how rare this book is. And he deals with CGC books a lot. So, yeah, that was just awesome. Alright. Next up, The Amazing Spider-Man, number 300. 9.6. I showed off a 9.4 earlier, but I ended up selling it at the show. I mean, I'm buying a house, and I wanted money for the show so that I could buy cool things. And I sold it. I got a great price on it, too, as a matter of fact. If you guys will remember the Valkyrie Mishap episode on my channel, which I'll put a link to in the video description. Let me put that up there so I don't have to hold it through the whole story. You'll remember that I bought $50 worth of G.I. Joe stuff, and the guy mailed me $500 worth of Macross Valkyries and robots and all sorts of stuff. I sent the stuff back to the guy. I knew he made a mistake. I knew I could have profited off of him, but that's just not the kind of guy I am. So I sent it to him. I sent it back to him, let him know that he made a mistake and whatnot. And he was very appreciative of that. And he was actually at the show this year, and he's the one that bought my 9.4, and he gave me a very, very good price for it. Very good price. As a matter of fact, $20 less than I probably would have made on eBay with it, which I was totally happy for. So his overhead was extremely low on that book, and it gave me free money to spend at the show, which I wouldn't have had otherwise. So it worked out excellently for both of us. As a matter of fact, after I told him the story and he realized that I'm the guy that got his ass out of the fryer, he told me that it wasn't him that made the mistake, it was an employee of his who just so happened to be there that day, and he introduced me to the guy that works for him because I was the guy that saved his ass. So it was very cool, and it just goes to show you guys that karma works. Karma is a good thing. You do something right, and it will come back on you. And this is a perfect example of that. I got a great deal on that 9.4. I sold it, and I had money to spend at the show, which I normally wouldn't have had. So you'll see other haul videos from me in the future, all because I sold my 9.4 at the show. Alright, and one last book I gotta show you. You've seen all of these previously, but I've got one more. And that's the one I got signed by Stan Lee. And that is my Avengers #1. Stan Lee. And, as I predicted, came back a 2. If you go watch the storytime video I made of this book, which I'll put a link to in the video description for this as well, you'll see that in the comments I predicted it would come back a 1.5 or 2. Mostly because there was a very bad rip right on his shoulder here. And I was right. So that was pretty cool. Very happy to see the 2, believe it or not. And that signature, it makes it about $1,000. I'm happy. Very happy. That's awesome. Alright. So let me lay that down. I'll do one final pan for you guys. So you got Grim Fairy Tales number 84, 9.8. Grim Fairy Tales Unleashed number 1, 9.8. Wraparound cover. Grim Fairy Tales number 68, St. Patty's Day variant, 9.8. Grim Fairy Tales number 61, San Diego Comic Con exclusive nude variant, 9.8. Grim Fairy Tales Annual 2012, 9.9 and a 10. Philadelphia Wizard World exclusive variant. Amazing Spider-Man number 300, 9.6. I bought this one off the rack too. I bought another one off of eBay for about 70 bucks with darker red, and that was the 9.4. This is the one I bought off the rack. It came back at 9.6. So it just goes to show you I was an anal asshole about condition even back then when I was like 13. And last but not least, we got Avengers number 1, 2.0, signed by the man himself. Damn, that's awesome. Alright, gang. And like I said, I had a little bit more money to spend than I was expecting, so I made the most of it. And I will show you the other things I picked up while I was there in the near future, so keep an eye out for those. I have a very intermittent internet connection at the house right now, so I'm not sure when this is going to get posted, but I'm filming it on the 2nd of June, which is the very last day of the show. Hopefully it gets up soon. So, alright, gang. This has been AV. If you like this video, check out my channel. If you like what you see there, then please subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.